Hi, it's Hans at happierman.com. Today's topic is redefining your success. I was just thinking about this the other day, and what I'm trying to get through to myself and to others is it's your success, not someone else's definition of success. So what that means is you decide what the success is. You take steps toward what you would consider a successful life to be. Now, I think a lot of people get this wrong. They think, well, I have to do things so other people think I'm successful. Well, that's just totally wrong. They may consider you successful, but they may not. And what you want to do is define it yourself, or redefine it in your way. And if they don't consider you successful, well, F them, right? The heck with them, because this is your life. It isn't about them or someone else telling you what success is. It's what do you say success is. Now, I will say there are some minimum baseline standards that any person could kind of shoot for to have like a minimum to know you're at least minimally successful. So the first is you want to be not a burden on others. So I think any reasonable person would say that if you're a burden on others, you're not successful, right? You can't consider yourself a success if you're a burden on others. So that's like baseline. So you got to get past being the burden stage, which means, children by their very nature are not successful, no matter what they do in grade school or high school or college. If their parents are taking care of them, they're not at this baseline success level. They're doing things that someone else would consider good, right? Being a high school athlete or music or studious or debate or whatever club or activity you're in. That's someone else's measure of success. What I'm talking about is they're still a burden on someone, on their parents. So you got to get past being the burden, and the biggest burden is financially. You'll find that financially, that's the toughest burden to overcome, because you have to be working productively and having an income larger than your expenses. And from there, you can consider yourself a success. So you got to get past the being a burden stage. And of course, some people never really get past this. They need other people to pay their bills and take care of them. So they're, let's say, in a normal, reasonable person's eyes, like me, they're not a success. So, yeah. That you need that income to take care of yourself, so another person doesn't have to write checks for you. You don't have to live off of another person. You don't have to beg, borrow from other people to try to live at a decent level. You got to be past the burden stage to have a success. That's how I would measure baseline success. And to me, if you can get past this baseline success, I would consider that your life a success, right? You don't have to discover something new. You don't have to change the world. The people that are, let's say, hailed as successful, for taking care of lots and lots of people, well, I think what it really is those lots and lots of people they've taken care of are just so unsuccessful that you need this other person to take care of you. You ever think of it that way? It's much more satisfying just to take care of yourself and to have a nice, enjoyable life without someone else, without relying on other people. Once you have to rely on other people, ooh, your life quickly goes downhill. And to tell the truth, I had long periods in my life where I was not successful. I had to rely on other people, right? When I was a kid and then through college, I needed my parents' help. And then for a while there after college, I was finally getting off, got off of their dole. And then I was, of course, taking care of other people, my wife and my kids. And I was, let's say I was successful, but I would consider my wife and total non-success because she wouldn't help me and it went out of the way to hurt me. But that's another story. Excuse me, looking over there, there's just some turkeys out in the swamp. And, ooh, they're right there. It's really cool here. I successfully live near this big natural area that's got these giant turkeys out walking around today. So the success is, get to that point where you're not a burden on people, and you will be successful. I mean, that's like a minimum baseline of success. Perhaps this title should be called Baseline Success Measures, but that's it, right? Take care of yourself. Everything else starts to become gravy at that point. Once you can take care of yourself, then you start having that a little bit of extra money, a little bit of extra time. Now you can start to do those other things that you would define as successful, right? Whether it's, for me, it would be, when I do some traveling, I get together with my old friends, I meet new friends, I meet interesting different people, I see some cool things, I do some cool things. That to me would be success. The things you do at work that may or may not be cool in your eyes, but usually if you're doing something fairly engaging, that would be considered a success, wouldn't it? So think of it that way. Start thinking about how to redefine success for you. And start moving toward that. Move toward that not being a burden on other people. And I think you'll find that once you're not a burden anymore, your life will just go up and up and up, and then you can create this successful life in your own eyes, how you want to live it. All for now.